Wow, I actually have time to make a video now. Hey everybody, it's Dragon Tears, and yes, I have been extremely busy. I am so sorry. School started back up, and work has been really slamming me with my hours, so I haven't really had the time to make a video. But now I do, and there is tons of stuff happening in Rainbow Six Siege right now. The new operators are coming out. The new map was just revealed, and whew, there's a lot to cover. But today I think I'm going to cover the operators, maybe talk about the map a little bit. So getting into it with the operators, I feel that they really are just non-lethal versions of the SPETSNAZ. Now, let me explain. Okay, so the one operator we know right now is Ying. And right now, Ying is currently having a LMG, a shotgun, a pistol, and a cluster charge. But wait, let me explain this cluster charge. This cluster charge is not a normal cluster charge that you might think of when you think of Fuse. This cluster charge is a flashbang cluster charge. So, yeah, non-lethal Fuse. But let me get into why this is actually a really cool idea. If you think about it, Fuse is not the best operator for every situation. Hostage, of course, and other ones where maybe a teammate has breached in and now you are essentially useless unless you want to get that nice minus 100 team kill points. So with this instead, you can fuse or you can, dazzle a room and from there you can breach in and everyone should be disoriented. This is going to be very good for hostage, because think about it. You could daze everybody inside the hostage room, breach in and grab the hostage while everyone's disoriented, and try and get out before someone who, was outside is able to, go into the room and shoot you. Or, of course, in other game modes, you can just dazzle a room, get in, and just shoot the flashed people, the dazed people. One thing that I actually thought would be a really, really cool combo is if you take a Fuse and a Ying together, have her dazzle first, daze everyone, then Fuse. One of the big things about Fuse right now is while his gadget is ungodly powerful, if you are near a exit or a barrier or anything really to block that puck from dropping near you, you're pretty much safe for the most part. But if you have this dazed effect going on and you can't see anything and you don't know where you're going, and then you have the cluster charge going right after that, you pretty much get you pretty much get free kills at that point because everyone's dazed in the room. No one can really escape the cluster charge because they don't know where they are, where they're going. And I feel like that combo together would be an amazing combo. Same thing with, say, hit them and Sledge, since, I'm guessing you have to, of course, be on a wall or a window. You can daze it, have Sledge bash open the wall or whatnot, and then you can breach in that way. Now going on to the defensive operator, I am not exactly sure what his name is. I know that he gets a SMG, the shotgun, and the pistol. The shotgun and the pistol, of course, are the same as the attacker, but other than that, I believe his SMG is the JTL something. I'm not exactly sure. But of course, the shotgun is actually the 12.6. Sorry, I forgot. No, 6.12. Sorry, 6.12. And it is a 6-cylinder suppressed bullpup shotgun. That's quite the mouthful, but it looks really cool in all honesty. In all honesty, it kind of looks like a fatter KSG that's fed by a cylinder in the back. And I need to, of course, mention that it is a internally suppressed shotgun. So you can't take off the suppressor if you're kind of not a fan of suppressors. But this is really cool because I actually just made a video talking about suppressors for shotguns and how the only one we really have is for the SPETSNAZ. So, that's I feel like having another suppressed shotgun in the game will add an interesting aspect to combat the SPETSNAZ. But talking about this defender operator and how he relates to the SPETSNAZ, he is a or I guess you could say a less than lethal version of Capcan. Capcan, of course, has his EDDs where he can, of course, attach them to a doorway, and from there, anyone who walks by them explodes. Well, this one, instead of having it attached to a doorway, hopefully you can free place it wherever you want, and it's more of a poisonous effect, which can slow you down. I don't know if it will do any damage to you. It might do a little bit, kind of like maybe 10 or 20 health, but other than that, I feel like it's the slowing effect that's more what it's going to be used for. And I feel like that, of course, is going to be extremely effective, especially when it comes to rushers. And just overall, if you place it by a doorway, it will make peeking the doorway a lot harder for the attacker. Because a lot of the time right now, it's kind of just a game of who gets lucky with their shots first. If you're both kind of just pop in, pre-fire, pop out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And essentially, it's a game of timing. You have to time your shot just right to get that headshot because of Peeker's advantage. Well, if you have this gadget right next to the doorway and it gets they get affected by it, they won't be able to pop in and out as fast as they could. They would have to kind of slowly mosey in and then slowly mosey out. And that, of course, will give you a larger window of time to, well, shoot them. Now it comes to the Polish operator. The Polish operator, I think, it's another trap operator, but this one instead has more of a disorienting effect, like Echo. I believe her weapons are the Scorpion Evo, the FO12, which kind of looks like a Sega in all honesty. It's mag-fed. It looks like a combination of the VSS and the Saiga mixed together. Because it has like the stock of the VSS, but yeah, you get the idea. And then the pistol is actually a Polish pistol. I think it's like the PM12 something. And I feel like that pistol it'll be like any of the other DLC pistols in all honesty. A lot of them are not really the best unless of course there's always the Deagle, and well, I mean, there's Cavier's pistol, but hers is essentially her gadget. But there is the question about the red dot sight for the Polish pistol. Of course, we had that leaked image a long while ago, which I honestly thought was Gmod. It looked really fake, and it looks like a Gmod model. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're adding red dot sights for everyone's pistol, or is it just hers? And then people said that it's going to be a fixed sight, so you can't even use iron sights. So that will be interesting to see. But other than that, I don't really have much to say about her. From what little we see about her, she has green hair and is essentially the same model as the leaked one, just with green hair. So yeah, I think she's gonna be like a 3-speed, maybe 2-speed operator, because she's of course she's in leggings and has like rolled up sleeves and everything. She's very reminiscent of IQ almost. Well, Ying and the other defensive operator for the Hong Kong, they are definitely gonna be 3 armor, because they are very well buffed up with their armor and padding and everything about that. So to talk a little bit about the map, I don't have much to say about it. We did get a little bit of a walkthrough. It looks like it could be a good map. DLC maps kind of have a bad reputation to them of being bad. Border and Yacht, of course, are some of my least favorite maps, especially I would say Yacht at this point. Just everything's really white and washed out, and it makes it kind of hard to play on. Border, I've been warming up to more. The more I've been playing it, it's just been getting a better map. A couple of the spawn peak spots are a little bit, well, cheeky, but if you can keep an eye out for it, you can get an easy kill right at the start of the match. But in terms of the map, I feel like we're gonna have to see how it plays. There seems to be a interesting skylight mechanic going, not mechanic, but gameplay going on, where the top level I feel like is going to be extremely hard to defend because you got this huge skylight above, which, I mean, think of I think it's Consulate that has the skylight. Playing on that bomb position is a nightmare because they don't even have to drop down. They can pick you off from the skylight. And a couple of those positions are really hard to see because they can crouch down and all you see is like the very tip of their head. And it gets kind of annoying to defend that position. So we're going to have to see how that works. Of course, it could be just the bomb positions can be in a room, in one of the rooms to the side, where you don't actually really have to show yourself. My fear, though, is that they're going to place the bombs on the two different ends. So to get to the different bomb sites, you have to run through that middle corridor, and people in the skylight can just pick you off willy-nilly because you're in the open. In terms of that, the bottom half, especially the haunted or the haunted mansion type looking place, I feel like that's going to have some nice close quarters combat. Of course, maybe we can get some of that suppressed shotgun action going on in there. And I feel like the high rate of fire weapons like the FAMAS and maybe even something like Twitch's LMG, which is actually pretty high rate of fire, is going to kind of dominate in that area. So anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, I'm sorry for not putting out a video in a long while. I was working originally on a Battlefield video, but then it got caught up, and then all this information with Rainbow Six Siege, so I'm doing this video instead. I have also filmed the mini-movie. So that right now is just going through the editing phase. And of course, I'm thinking about re-editing or re-filming a couple parts and maybe even adding a couple parts. It's a little shorter than I really want it to be, so it's still a long ways away. But anyway, that's a little update for what's to come. Thanks for watching again. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment on your thoughts. Do you feel like these guys are a little bit too much like the SPETSNAZ, or do you like the way that they are? I always like to read the comments, and I always try to reply. That's all for now, and thanks for watching. Bye.